Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. In today's video, we're working on some functionality to allow users to create source types on our front end, particularly when they're not associated with the note creation process. So if you look at our application currently, if we come to the note section, when a user creates a new note, give it a title, give it a body, they can create a new source type directly from this point or this view. But independent of the notes, we do want to allow our users to create a new source type. So to do that, I think it makes sense to create a settings page. On the settings page, there's a couple of additional requirements I want to build into this now that we've kind of thought about it. So one is to allow a user to select an icon for the particular source type, allow the user to set a color for the source type, and allow the user to select which fields display on the summary card. So to bring that to light a little bit more, when we've been using Bolt, you can see here that folders have colors. I think it also might make sense to have a color on source type, so we can certainly do that. And then Bolt is using these little icons, which I think look quite nice and clean. And you can see here that there's only a couple of fields displayed on this particular source. And in our instance, when we go to sources, at the moment, we're just mapping through all of the fields and displaying them. Obviously, we don't need the field name. I can fix that up a little bit later on. But the challenge is we can't just map through every field and display every field on the summary card here, because creating a new source type is entirely customizable. So if we look at our source type model, you'll see that a user can define their own set of fields with a name, a label, a type, and whether or not it's required. And if we had a user, for example, go ahead and create a source type that had like 30 fields if they wanted to, obviously you don't want some massive big card here. So we will allow the user to basically toggle on and off which field should be displayed on the source card. Sorry. So I just put this prompt together. Basically, hey Claude, sorry, not ChatGPT. You already have access to our filter sidebar. We want to add a settings icon so you can get to that page. When the user clicks X, go off that page. And on this page, all we're doing at the moment, I know obviously on a normal settings page, you know, change your email address and all that kind of stuff. For now, we're not really worried about that. What we want to do is create a new source type. So I talked about adding those additional fields like the icon and the color. And then yeah, this should be displayed on summary card, which is a boolean of true or false. So I said, hey, do you understand? If so, just write the code. So it's come up with this. So we do need to update our schema for source type, and it's just added this should be displayed on summary card field. So we might go ahead and do that. Just add it in here. Didn't like that because I missed the comma. Just for consistency, let's put that on that line. All right. Then in the source type schema, we also have source type color, which is going to be this. We already had source type color, which is a string. String required, so it's had some validation. I forgot we already had that, of course, because we did it in the other part of the application when you create a new note. That's on me for forgetting that. I've missed a bracket there. Why doesn't it like these fields? Okay, cool. Source type icon, so this is new. We'll store the icon name from Lucid Icons. So let's add that. And then, oh my god, I'm opening so many tabs, sorry. Field is custom, blah, blah, blah. I think that all stays the same. Fantastic. And then let's update the endpoints file. So let me pull this over here so we can just look at the code that we're writing. So in our front end application, API endpoints, we have this endpoints file. At the moment, we do have source types. We have a get all and we do have a create. It's saying to update, add some update. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. I don't think it. I'm just looking at the rest of the code. No, it does only have a create. Okay, so again, my brain forgetting we didn't need to add those endpoints, but Claude has gone ahead and suggested creating ones to update and delete. We're not worried about that at this point in time, so we can skip that. But in our component section, if we go to filter sidebar, we do need to bring in settings and motion. I don't actually, let's just check. Do we have, no, oh, we got Lucid React. We don't have framer motion though, so npm I framer motion, and this is because I told it to give some motion to the settings section. Add before closing scroll area div. Okay, cool. Copy, and then scroll area finishes here. Put that there. So let's look on the front end to see if it's got it in the right location. It's loading. Something gone wrong. There's the settings. Fantastic. Won't do anything at the moment. That's fine. Okay, back to our code. Back to Claude. All right, so now we need to create the settings overlay component. So we're going to do this in components, and we'll create a new file. Sorry, settings overlay. .xx. Okay, copy this, paste this, save that, and then we need to create source type form. So again, this is where there's going to be a little bit of duplication because obviously we have the create source type capability within the create new note. And I know we haven't compartmentalized a lot of our front end code, but eventually we will. And if you're not sure why I would want to do that, it's just from working with AI on the back end. I found that breaking it down and kind of chunking it into very specific code has been beneficial. But for now, I just want to get a few things working. All right, so with that, we should be able to come over to our front end and let's see if this works. Just refresh. So settings, and no, it's not working. Dependencies, motion. So backend's fine. So let's just double check. Icon and settings. Show settings is not defined. Okay, so let's check here. Okay, so we just tell it in the. We could write this code ourselves, but conscious making sure that Claude is kept up to date. So in the filter sidebar component, you didn't call create the function to what they call it. Add that filter sidebar. Wrong component. So add this. Let's check we got the imports. Actually, we don't even have the imports. So let's bring this over here. So folder icon, we need our settings. Then pop types, use state, we don't have use state. Settings overlay, we don't have settings overlay. Right, and then for hierarchy. Show settings, show settings. Settings, sorry, oh. Delete, save, settings, show settings, where is, still not calling it. Folder hierarchy return, existing filter section, button, on click, button, div, copy. Okay. use state is not defined. Unexpected token. Create source type form. 68 icons. Just comment this out for a sec. Use create source type, so use create source types. It does not provide an export named. Okay, so that was a mistake on Claude's part, so bring that in, and then field types, and then available icons, copy, put that here, save, mutate, register, handle, submit. Okay, this has changed quite a bit. Copy. So replace this function. Alright. Took a little bit. Let's refresh and see if we can get our does not provide an export name movie. God damn it. Twitter is deprecated. Okay, try again. Some of those still look deprecated, but settings, input is not defined. 89. Okay, so we're not bringing input. Where is? Should have. In our UI, we call it input field. And then this needs to be input field. Right. Copy. Save that. So we are in create source. Just go UI. Okay, what's this? My mistake, not in the UI. Right, save that. Settings. Okay. Not exactly what we wanted. Close. So loader now opens. The overlay, I should call it overlay now opens, but it should cover the whole page with the form area in the center. Also, the overlay appears behind the note cards. It needs to be in front. Should be a simple update. So settings overlay, copy that. Weird. I wonder. Copy, save. No, see, it's it's trying to update the Z index there, and it just not happening. Let's go to sources for a sec. Weird. So on notes, it appears behind. We can't close it. But on sources, it doesn't. Alright. There's our icons. Source type name, color, add field, show on card. Okay. I'm wondering why. Why would it show? Not exactly sure why it would work for the notes tab. Anyway, let's try and create a source type. Source type from front end. We'll call. We'll give it a color. We'll do that, and we'll call this main title. String show on card. Add field. Let's call this is interesting. We'll say. Actually, we'll just call this like episode number, and we won't show that. So let's create the source type. Okay, it didn't work. Inspect console. Create source type. So in our settings overlay, create source type form. Create source type form. Why isn't it going to the? Do it ourselves. Create source type. So then use create source type. Use create source type data. Console. So yeah, nothing's happening. So got so many files open. Close some of this down. Alright, create source type. form. So comments, handle, submit, form state, and submit. Let's go console. Don't even think this is getting called. Nope. Okay, so add fields. On submit, handle submit. In our it's annoying, just wasn't doing it correctly. Use form, on submit. Copy. All right. Let's start again. Source types. All right, settings. Still same issue. Source, settings, front end, source type, chat icon, add field, front end name, show on string. We'll call this number. Create source type, internal error, services. Source type icon. Required true. And then we're not passing. Let's just turn this off for now because we haven't updated the other part of the application to this anyway. So it won't save our icon. Source type created successfully. Didn't automatically close it. That's a bit annoying. Let's go note. There's our new source type, front end name. This is great. Episode number 12. Create note. Sources. All right, there it is. So we need to fix up the icons. So let's just go to our startup ideas for a sec, and let's go fix backend to accept icons and colors. Double check colors. And then fix front end when creating source type from note to allow for icon. And then when creating source type, close modal on submit. Then so it's done this. This is kind of half done, that's half done, and now we need to do this. So in our source card, source title, Just date, object entries, key string. So change. So it would be objects entries. Let's here. If just thinking, if they don't select any, then nothing would show. If should what we might need to do is add validation so at least one field is selected to be shown. Maybe what we also do is we should probably keep the keep some of this stuff. So source type card, source card. Let's just see what this looks like. Okay, it kept what I wanted. I was going to say we should just keep the date and the source type name. Also still has it there. Fantastic. So then that way at least yeah, the user can decide what they want. What we're going to do just quickly is label, return, label. We're going to get rid of label. Just have the display name because yeah, this is great. Awesome. Then I need to update, run migration script to update existing. Run. Right, cool. So we will do that. All right. So still got to figure out this overlay issue. I'm reluctant to use too many Claude messages. I don't want to hit our limit. So what I might do is think about if we can ask ChatGPT, and that might be able to help us out there and do that. And I could probably also ask ChatGPT to do some of these migration scripts as well. Once we've got that, we then got a fairly good process. I think we need to also add colors for these folders and stuff, so we can do that. And we need to just trying to think what else we need to do related to source types. I think that will cover it. So I'm going to pause the video here while I think about how we tackle this next functionality, so you don't just watch me thinking for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I will come back shortly. Hey YouTube, welcome to another video. This is a video continuing the series to add more capability when it comes to creating source types on the front end. And in the last video, we identified a few gaps that we needed to go away and fix up, and I've kind of taken a break and looked into how we do these things. So at the back end of the last video, I think we were changing to use simple icons because originally we were using Lucid React icons, and there was a few that were deprecated. However, looking into it, simple icons basically do branded icons, but they don't do more generic ones. So now what we do actually have is a combination of both. So if I can remember where that was in our front end, components, source type form. Yeah, so we've got some lucid icons and we've got some simple icons. Now, one of the other things though that we have is we've got our original default data sources, which are the kind of system created source types. So things like YouTube, etc. They didn't have icons previously created, so we do need to run a migration script to update that. So that's going to be first cab off the rank. Then once we've done that, it's fairly easy fix to make the backend accept icons and colors. Actually, we already have a color field, but I don't know if we're accepting it, so we're going to double check that. And then, yeah, we just then need to fix the front end so that when someone creates a new source type, they can get a note to allow for the icon, not on not on the settings. We still have to fix that too. Bug where it appears behind. Not here when they create it on the new source type directly, but if they're on the note page and are creating a new note from here and then creating a source type from here, we don't currently have the kind of icon field. So we will tackle that. But to start with, yeah, we need to get this migration script working. So what I'm going to do, I'll pull this over here, and basically we're going to save this information. We do have a data folder, which is good. Oh, no, that's in our front end. Components, scripts. Okay, we don't have a data folder, but we're going to save this in knowledge bank scripts. We'll call this updated default data source.js. We did have this source type seed, which originally was but this has only been run once. So yeah, we do need this default data source, update default data source. And then we're gonna have a migration script. So we'll save this here and we'll call this update source type fields with defaults JS. Paste that in here. Save. We are gonna have to update the import because models data is just gonna come from here, and we called it updated default data source. Right, save that, and then we need the script itself. So call this updated source types script.js. Save that here, and then we can go back into our backend, and then we can just run node scripts / updated source type script.js. Cannot find migrations. Updated source type fields with defaults. Yeah, okay, cool. All these imports. Logger is going to be up one. Utils. Let's get rid of logger. No, we did have logger. Middleware. No, actually, logger was coming from middleware utils. Yeah, so just do that. Const logger equals require. So up one, and then into auth backend / utils. I think that should work. Run again. Default source types not find is not function. Updated default data source. Default source types. Cool, they're all updated successfully. So if we bring up here, we kind of change that to use both, but they're done. So now we need to update the backend because when someone's currently creating a new source type, it's currently not. Close up that components. Where are we? Add source type. So if we look at our controller, we get source type name, source type color. So let's bring that over here. Let's bring up our model so I can show you this. Source type. So we also need to get orders self-populated. Source type color we have. We need source type icon, which is going to be a string. So we can bring that in. And then fields is where we have the other value. It should be displayed on summary card, so that should be fine. And then from our add source type service, we call this function. So again here, we're just going to bring in our source type icon, company, blah blah, source type utils, check default source type, add source type next order, new source type. So we're going to have this here as source type icon again. So now it's being leveraged and that saves it. So I think that should be everything. Let's log in and check. Still got to connect. Come on. So it'll be that. Failed to create test here. Status code. It's weird. We haven't changed any of that code, so I don't exactly know why it would be failing. Bizarre. I might just restart the server. Sometimes we get the error message from MongoDB that where IP address is not whitelisted. Come on. Status code, that's so bizarre. Guess we'll just wait and see if it succeeds on the next attempt. I don't think it will though. And then error. It'll throw a validation error. Won't let us do anything at the moment. Why is that not? Failed to create test account. Doesn't give me a lot to go off. Why would it be doing that? is extremely frustrating. We haven't added any backend code. We ran the migration script, but I don't know why that would have killed something. That's so bizarre. Gonna take this call. I'll be back. Yeah, sorry about that. Just had to take a quick call. I just restarted the server again. Interestingly enough, I did try and go to their website and it's like down. And I asked ChatGPT if it noticed any issues. Could be an issue on the Ethereal Mail side. Because it's just a check, we don't actually need the email at the moment. It's pretty helpful. Maybe we take this approach. So what we're going to do is go. This is going to be in our auth backend actually. So we'll call this email service config. And then in email service, and then create test account initial. Just put that there. Get transporter, verify. Send email. And then copy this, bring this over here. Just because I've got to put in the environment variable very quickly. Where are we? Scripts. Right, so here, let's put that. We might need to restart. Oh no. Okay, let's try this. Send. Right, awesome. We can log in. Copy this, and we will. Let's first of all get all source types. Hopefully, we should see send. Okay, it put the should be displayed on summary card. Where is the if we look at our model source type, icon, type string, source type icon. default type, source type icon. Okay. Oh, okay. It didn't do it for YouTube. Oh, maybe that was a custom one that we made. I think, yeah, we did make a custom YouTube one for this. There we go. Okay, cool. So that's working. All right. So now what we can do is test updating the add new source. So if we go to our service, yeah, we should just be able to pass in source type icon. So add new source type. Can't see it. Add new source type. Header. We now bearer token body. So here source type icon, and we'll call this. I think one of them is open. What's one of them called? We'll just call it file. And here we can go. True. What doesn't it like? Fields. Send. What am I missing? Fields. Send. Source type icon is not defined in our controller. Source type icon. Source type icon. Fields. Save that. Come on. Source type already exists. We'll call this Jan 16 source type. Send. There we go. Awesome. It worked. Happy days. All right, we can take a brief pause there and come back and continue recording in just a second. Okay, so we've fixed up that backend so that we can accept the icon, and also if we do look at Postman, we can see that we are passing in a color, which I'd kind of forgotten about, so that is working, which is nice. So we'll tick that off as done. On the front end though, we don't currently have the ability to select a note icon in the kind of, so if we, it's still not working. Go sources, settings. So we can select an icon here. We should maybe make these a bit more generic, like YouTube, because there's already a YouTube one, so I'll think about that. But that's an easy fix. But when you create it from a note perspective, you don't have that same capability. So when we go here, create new source, add field, we don't have the icon. Sorry, not when we add field, just when we create the new source type. So what we need to do is update that. So we will go over to Claude, we'll go to a new chat, and we'll say in this component, in our create source form, in our create source form, we have the ability to select an icon when creating a new source type. And go. However, in the add, what's it create? I always forget. Create note modal. Create note modal. There is also an option to create a new source type from within this modal slash note creation process. As a result, I need you to update the create note modal to also allow for an icon to be set when a new source type is created. Display. Alright, should be fairly self-explanatory to Claude. So do that. Yeah, we need to close validation to at least one field. Yeah. I should have also said I forgot about that. Okay. We also need to add the checkbox when we also need to add the checkbox when fields are added to a new source type, and there is the option to mark it as show on, what do we call it, summary card? Show on card. Oh my god, I keep forgetting, it's not a new tab, it's, sorry, new window, it's right there. Show on summary card. We need some front end validation to ensure at least one field is marked as true. So we'll cover that. That's a different modal. Okay. So color. We do color. Right. Sweet. Please return all of the code we got. So we need to go, well, asked it for all of the code, obviously didn't give us all of the code, that's alright. We're just going to go down to this div of create source type. So here, button div, okay, cool. So all of this gets replaced. Save. And with a little bit of luck. Note, new source. Okay. We can fix up the styling. iMessage, I guess. Add field from details. Let's see if create source type. At least one field must be shown on the summary card. Or hi, how are you? Great note. Okay. Refresh. Happy days. Alright. So we can come here. So create icon, validate, allow user to select which fields show on summary card, color we've done, and icon we've done. So we do all this, mark that as green, and then come back over here. So sources, settings, email add field. Actually, we probably should. Okay, so probably add, great, so we gave it, great, new chat. Let's go to where is my project? Components, front end, sorry. Create source type form. So we'll bring in our source type form. So we need to add front end validation to our create source type form to ensure at least one field for show on card is true. Create source form. Let's bring in create source modal. Actually, settings page. Where's settings overlay? Sorry. Also, currently, when you then click create source type, we need the modal to automatically close. Given we are using tan stack query as well, the new source, source type, so it won't appear. All right. So source type form. Let's not get mixed up here. We're in the create source type form. Use state React form. Default create source form. Down to create source type. Where is the okay? Now return form on submit label. And why does it do this? Please return. It's a bit unclear because I'm not sure, because it's using just a div and a label, whereas we had it set up slightly differently before. So we just get it to give us the whole thing, and then I don't have to worry about cut and pasting things into wrong spots. Right. Copy, save, and then in our overlay, on close, animate presence is open, existing div class name, on close. So it's really just this, I think. let's find out. Sources, settings. Right. That didn't create it. Settings. Gone down. Sources. Source type. Let's it did. Okay. Settings. Let's just check. Okay. Yeah, so if you, with the create source type form, if you add a field and click create new source type, create source type, sorry. Source type without the box ticked to add to summary card, it correctly shows the front end warning. If, however, you then tick the box and then click the create source type button, nothing happens. So it's just going to be an issue with state. So yeah, we just change our on submit and create system. Okay, cool. On submit form data. Create source type. Yep. Save. Nope. That didn't work. So validate fields. Let's check. Validating has display field set false. No, validation stopped. No. Okay. Something to do with resetting the state. form. What has changed? Fields, mutate. That's the same. Form state errors. Add this trigger. And then on submit. On submit form on submit, handle submit, on submit, blah blah, fields.map. Where is that? Fields.map. Okay. Type checkbox. This input changes. Right. There we go. Happy days. So successfully creates the source type again and closes the modal. Alright, so I think if we kind of recap, that covers a lot of the functionality that I wanted to be able to do. Don't know why that now displays as an ID. We've got to fix that. We've got our notes, we've got the ability to create note, we've got the ability to create a source, we've got the ability to create a source type, we've got our folders, and we've got our tags. I need to update how these sources are displayed a little bit, but that's more front-end design stuff. I really want to focus more on the functionality that might just pull things together a little bit more. So for example, maybe view the related notes or something like that. Anyway, I want to wrap the video here because we have ticked off all of this stuff, which is what we wanted to accomplish, and I know we added some stuff along the way. So thanks for watching. Please comment down below if you've got any thoughts, feedback. Appreciate it.